You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a task, and that little voice in your head pipes up, I'll do it later. When I feel more inspired, when I have a better plan. Well, that's the internal battleground of procrastination and perfectionism. It's that paralyzing feeling that we're just not ready to start.
But what if we've been going about this all wrong? What if our whole modern obsession with waiting for motivation to strike is actually the problem, not the solution? What if the real key to getting things done isn't about finding that spark of inspiration, but about something way older?
Yeah, the answer isn't in some new productivity app or life hack. It's actually in a 3,000-year-old guide. We're going to dive into the Bhagavad Gita, an ancient text that, believe it or not, offers a seriously profound cure for this very modern problem of just not starting.
Okay, so our first stop is a feeling we all know way too well. The paralysis of perfection. That internal gridlock where you want to act, but you're just absolutely terrified of not being ready, of not doing it perfectly, of making the wrong call.
Now, this doesn't sound like it's from an ancient text, does it? It sounds like someone agonizing over a career choice or a big life decision. But this is the warrior Arjuna, literally on a battlefield, talking to his guide, Krishna. He's totally overwhelmed, and he's looking for that one perfect, decisive answer that will make everything easy. Sound familiar? It's classic analysis paralysis, and it's been around for a long, long time.
Let's be totally honest with ourselves here. Arjuna was trying to rationalize his way out of doing something huge and scary. He was using the search for the perfect understanding, the right approach, as a brilliant excuse to do nothing at all. And isn't that exactly what we do? We overplan, we research for days, we tell ourselves we're just getting prepared, when really, we're just finding very sophisticated ways to procrastinate.
So how does Krishna respond to this? Well, he doesn't give him a 10-step plan. He just completely dismantles Arjuna's whole excuse. His first teaching is a radical one. It challenges the very idea that we can even choose not to act in the first place.
So get this. Krishna's point is that true inaction is literally impossible. The very nature of life is activity. Even when you think you're doing nothing, you're still thinking, you're breathing, you're choosing to sit still. So the choice isn't whether to act, it's how to act. The energy is already there. The only question is, where are you going to direct it?
And the framework Krishna gives for this is called karma yoga. Now, this isn't about complicated yoga poses, it's a mindset. It's the path of devoted action, where you do your work as a duty, focusing on the action itself, without getting emotionally tangled up in the outcome. This is the key, you guys. This is what frees us from all that anxiety about success or failure.
And this whole mindset gives us the central cure for our paralysis, the direct antidote to perfectionism. It's a simple but really profound principle. Doing something, anything, is fundamentally better than doing nothing.
This is the prescription, right here. Perform your prescribed duty, for action is better than inaction. It's like a direct command to just get moving, to push past all that hesitation and just begin. It cuts through all the excuses and says, simply, start. The work right in front of you, that's the work you should be doing.
Okay, this next idea is pretty radical. Krishna says it's way better to do your work imperfectly than to do someone else's work perfectly. In other words, it's better to be on your own path, even if you stumble and mess up, than to stand still on the sidelines wishing you had a different, perfect path. The goal isn't a flawless outcome. It's about engaging in the action that is yours and only yours to do.
So you can see there are two completely different ways to live. On one side, you have the perfectionist path. It's all endless planning, waiting for inspiration, being terrified of what people will think, and the result? A perfectly executed plan of doing absolutely nothing. Then you have the path of action. You just do your duty, you embrace the fact that it won't be perfect, and you let go of the results. And the outcome? Real, actual, imperfect action. Progress. So if we know action is better than inaction, what's still holding us back? It's fear, right? Fear of failure, fear of judgment. And that brings us to the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. Learning how to work without attachment.
This is the secret sauce for both freedom and productivity. The fruits of activities, that's just the results. The praise, the money, the criticism, all of it. Krishna says we should act as a matter of duty, pouring our focus into the quality of our effort and then let go. We have to release our obsessive grip on what happens next. That's where peace is found.
Think about it like this. A cashier's job is to count money accurately and efficiently.
They do their duty like an expert, but they aren't personally stressed out about the company's profits or losses. They're not attached to that outcome. When we do our work with that same kind of diligence, but understand that the result isn't really ours to own, we remove our ego from the equation. And when the ego goes, so does the fear.
Okay, so how do we make this real? Let's take this ancient philosophy and turn it into something super tangible that you can literally apply to your life, like right now.
It really all boils down to a simple 3-step process. First, see your duty. Don't overthink it. Just identify the task that's right in front of you. Maybe it's writing one paragraph, making one phone call, or starting that tough conversation. Second, give your best. Engage with it. Give it your full focus. And third, and this is the most important part, let go of the outcome. Surrender the results. Your job is the effort. The result is not in your hand.
And that brings us right here to the final question for you. Right now, what is one small, imperfect action you can take on that thing you've been putting off? I'm not talking about the whole project, just the very first step. Sending that one email, writing that one sentence, making that 5-minute call. What is your first imperfect action?
Because ultimately, the cure for I'll do it later is right there. It's to start before you're ready. That is the great liberation of karma yoga. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to feel motivated. You just need to begin.